Hello, my name is Earl Foster, and I'm going to show you how to customize and scale a planet Earth for your solar images. Now, I can't draw a planet Earth, so I just went out to Google and I did a search for Earth clip art, and you'll find tons of royalty-free planets that you can choose from. Now, I like this one here. You can see it has a background, so we're going to want to eliminate that because when we transfer it over to the actual solar image, we need it to be transparent, and we just want the little planet itself. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off by first, if you haven't already selected a magic wand, we're going to make sure the magic wand is selected, and we're going to click here on the back, on this black background, and you'll notice the dancing ants all around it. All we want to do is press the delete key, and now we've eliminated the black. The next phase is we want to enlarge it a little bit, make it easier to work with. So I'm going to go up here to image, image size, and I'm going to increase it to double. So I'm going to increase it to 600. There we go. Now we got something we can work with. Okay. We're going to create a couple of effects. One is a lens flare in the area that I live in, and second will be the cloud layer. So we need to duplicate our first layer before we start doing any more work. So we right click over layer 1 and we do a duplicate layer, and since I know I'm going to be putting clouds in here, I'm just going to go ahead and call this clouds. Okay, for now let's go ahead and hide the clouds layer and let's just select layer 1. Okay, because we're going to add a lens flare to it, we want to go ahead and convert this to a smart object so that if we don't like what we saw, or we can go back and adjust it later if we want to. So again, I'm just going to right click over layer 1 and I'm going to go to convert to smart object, and you can see this little symbol down here indicates now that it's a smart object. So let's go up to filters, render, and lens flare. Okay, and here we go. You're presented with this nice little window. You see your planet Earth. You've got little crosshairs with the lens flare. You can move this around to the different wherever you're at in the world. And again, it was already close to North Texas, so we'll go ahead and put it right about there. Okay, I like the 50 to 300 millimeter zoom myself, but as you can see, as we click through the other ones, you can see the variations of your lens flare. So let's go back. We can also adjust the brightness, etc. So let's say okay, we'll go ahead and leave it for there now. And then now we have a lens flare. And now you can see you've got additional layer information here. Okay. Remember, we converted it to a smart object, so if you don't like how bright it is, you can come back and just double click on lens flare, and you can adjust it again and say okay. And that's how easy it is to adjust your filters after you've applied them, provided you've converted them to a smart object. Okay, let's go ahead and adjust the clouds layer now. So we're going to click on the clouds and we're going to unhide it, and now you can see our lens flare has disappeared because we're looking at the top layer now. Alright, we want to get rid of all of this. It's kind of important because we only want clouds. So the magic wand is still selected, so we're going to come back out here and select the blank area, and you can see that, like the black that we deleted before, the entire planet is highlighted. The difference is now we're going to select and we're going to go inverse, so that way the inside of the entire planet is selected, and we're going to press the delete key. Okay, as you can see, now you can see the lens flare, but let's go ahead and hide that layer. There we go. And now you can still see the dancing ants. Alright. Now I had already previously adjusted that, so let me go ahead and adjust this back to the way it normally would be, which is a black foreground with a white background. We'll go up to filters, render, and then we're going to say, clouds. Now as you can see, we don't want storm clouds, right? It's kind of nice, but we want blue sky with white clouds. So let's go down here. This double set of arrows allow us to reverse, so that way our foreground will be white and our background is the color we're going to select. So I'm just going to double click, and I'm going to adjust, click here in the blue area, and then just adjust this until I kind of find a blue I like. You'll also notice that I have web colors only enabled. If I take that off, then I get a lot more options. So let's go ahead and just click that back on, and we're going to stick with this blue and say OK. Now all we have to do is press Control F, And now our background, we have a blue sky again with white clouds. Now Control F will allow you to cycle it until you can find a cloud coverage you like, right? So yeah, we'll go with this. Okay. Now let's re-enable the background, the first layer 1. We'll need to change this the settings from normal to screen, and then we're going to adjust the fill color so it's not as so we get rid of the turquoise and start getting some of the planet to come through. There we have. Okay. Now the last thing we want to do is we're going to hold down the Shift key and we're going to select both layers, and then we're going to come down here and we're going to click on this chain. Okay, so now we've created our planet and we've locked our our layers together. In part 2, we're going to take this planet and we're going to put it into our solar image. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something.